Libra, welcome to your Astroflower reading from the mid-January going through to the beginning of February. Did you see the collective reading on this? Very interesting. We will be doing the similar sort of thing here. We will be looking at your chakra systems, looking at your chakras and your aura, and followed by a tarot reading at the end. There's loads of things going on in the world at the moment. Not just in the human world, but also in the astrological world. I'm not an astrologer, but obviously I'm a healer. That's what I do, an energy healer. And I have opened up 5 opportunities, 5 appointments per week for the next 2 months. So if you do want a private tarot reading or a energy healing session, please click in the link in the description below. But within the astrology side of things, we've had Mercury in retrograde. Then we're going to go into Mars in retrograde. Then it goes back to Mercury in retrograde. Then at the beginning of March, we've got loads of things going on in the astrological world. There's a real sort of change, in which I've been calling in the yearly readings, which you might have seen before Christmas, the collective and your individual reading as well, about the February anomaly. And lots of signs at the moment, which I've noticed for these mid-January readings, a lot of signs of, it's all about preparation, basically, preparing for the new dimension. We're in that new dimension. It's like the opening ceremony at the Olympics. All the athletes are there, but no races have been run yet. And everyone's walking around the track with their flags and all sort of being very happy and enjoying the show of the opening ceremony of the Olympics. But no races have actually been run, but the preparation is there. And it seems like that sort of way for most signs at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see what happens to yours, your reading this for this month here. So here we go. We've got the chakra man. Here we have there, like that. There we go. Let's go through. Let's just connect here. So I just need to check something. There we go. Make sure everything's working. Let's just get into your root chakras here. Let's see what's going on here. Actually, this is really solid on both sides. The left-hand side, your left-hand side is it's solid, well-defined, but small. So it's the growing of acorns here. You're moving from your winter period, now you're into your spring period. So you might start seeing shoots of plans and things that you've put into place. You know, it's like you've planted the seeds already in the winter period, in the end of winter. If you were looking at the Northern Hemisphere, we're talking sort of February and March. That's when we sort of plant the seeds for the coming year. And it's that anticipation for those first shoots coming through. And that's what it seems like on that root chakra. And it's really concerned with the material world rather than the emotional world more than anything else. And it's almost as like kind of going, I've done the work, now I've just got to wait. And patience is not your virtue, Libra. I've got a lot of Librans around me and I love every single one of them. And patience can sometimes be a little bit of a little complicated situation for them. Yeah, not all the time, but sometimes. If we look on the right-hand side, and this is all to do with your emotions and stuff like that, here we have chakra here. It's very defined at the top and a lot more looser at the bottom. So basically, you have these goals or ambitions in regards to your emotional side of life, but it's still finding its way. It's not really fixed into place at the moment. And I think this you may find on this side here, you're going to get like the Fool card or something like that, or a case of, Four of Wands, a way of sort of like marking your territory or, putting in place a defined definition between before and after and moving into a plan, as it were, a leap of faith, as it were. I think maybe that's what you might be waiting upon that from the rest of the world. But don't forget, it actually comes from you from the very beginning. So let's just go and see what's going on in your sacrum. Wow, what's going on, Libra, here? So Are you having fun in life at the moment? If you're not having fun, so if you're not creating your own personal pleasures, you can't share any pleasures with anybody else. Everybody has to share their pleasures with you, which may give you a sense of not having that direction, that sort of thing in the root chakra that we were talking about. So I would get more into activities that provide pleasure for you that you can then share with other people. So if I was to sort of say, I want to go down to the beach, if I was to say that to people around me, there may be people that say, yeah, great idea, can I come with you? But there are also other people that are just going to say, no, I don't really want to go down the beach. But you should still go down the beach. Even if it's with no one. You will enjoy it. And once you start stimulating that within you, it's going to stimulate all the rest. So I think there is a case here where, yeah, you're concentrating on those shoots that are coming up from those seeds that you've planted, but isn't it like that phrase is a watched crock never boils, a watched saucepan watched water never boils, or something like that. So don't watch out for these shoots, just allow them to happen, and in the meantime just enjoy yourself. So get a bit of a balance between the work and play ethic in your life at the moment. You may find that work is a little bit sort of like pulling you a little bit, all your energies, and making you feel like, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. Take it off. Make sure you enjoy a bit. Open up a little bit. Let's just see what's going on your sacrum, on your solar plexus here. It is nice, a little bit too open at the top. So it comes up nicely like that, and then it sort of goes like that. So you may find that you are finding it difficult to go to fruition. So there's a lot of ideas that come through you, which is very Libra, but it's difficult to actually put them into action. So the thing is, there's the way the solar plexus work. It's almost like you've got one petal. That's the surface of you got the solar plexus is a bit like that. It sticks out in front of you like that. But on this section here, you have other petals that can grow to increase your solar plexus, and you've got a lot of potential within you at the moment. It's a question of taking that leap of faith, of passing over to action. So you may need to sort of get a bit of balance within your sacrum, which is then going to help you to actually give a little bit more definition to your passion, to your solar plexus, and give you a bit more drive and confidence within yourself as well, just to go ahead and do things. You're not looking outward for satisfaction. The satisfaction will come from within. Let's just have a look at your heart here at the moment. Ooh. Okay, so in the I think it was in your weekly reading, it was very crystallized, your heart, like a crystal. Now, crystals they're beautiful things. They're really beautiful to look at, but they can be very cutting. And it's almost as if you're trying to take out all the emotions of your heart. And yes, I can understand that helped you out in a situation, but it's not a sustainable way of being. You do need to engage your heart a little bit more, getting out of your head and into your heart. It's like I can see a cake and say, oh, I'd love to eat that cake. But would I like to eat the whole cake? Maybe I'd just like a slice. So it's drip feeding that heart rather than trying to overwhelm it as well at the same time. So I would get into these activities that cause you pleasures, but also start exploring and pushing a little bit of your heart, and the emotions that you want to experience needs to come from you. So I think you need to allow your heart to expand a little bit, to take a little bit more space within your life, basically at the moment. Let's just see what's going on in your third eye and your throat chakra. Okay, this has been for everyone, or not everyone, a lot of the signs, the majority of signs. Normally your third eye is just sits in front of your throat chakra, and the third eye and the throat chakra are the same chakra. They do a loop like that. You've got the front end and the back end, and it does a loop like that. And so if you pull on one, the other one is going to reduce as well. And at the moment, you've got your throat chakra, which is sitting quite away actually in front of. It's the most extreme I think I've seen out of all of the signs. It's sitting quite away in front of your third eye, and this is very emotional. And an expression of emotions as well. There's a lot of communications going on here, and communication is not just necessarily speaking, it's also should be listening, which is really important. But there's also an aspect of clairvoyancy going on here, so you may find you're getting a lot of clairvoyant moments where you can foresee the future, and you're very good at manifesting things. Maybe that you might get the magician that comes out on the top section of you here, but it also can cause you worries, strains, and sadness. If there's too much of the throat chakra, because it may bring your emotions from down in your heart, bring it up into your throat, so you'll feel like you've got your heart in your throat at the moment all the time. And that is not necessarily a good thing. If you are feeling that, we'll go into the type of meditation after we've looked at the crown chakra, how to readjust your sort of chakras in order to help you. Let's just get into the crown chakra here, and way too laden. There's too many things. Yeah, you're too much in your head, and you've got to get out of your head and into your heart. That's basically it. And that explains what you got to do in your meditation. So your crown chakra is really laden. It's not like it normally is, like a 45 degrees like that. It's really quite low like that. Yeah. So there's a lot of carrying at the moment, a lot of mind work that's going on, that's connected to your emotions, that maybe not such a good idea to put into your mind. And I would get into enjoying life, getting into doing those bits of pleasures, as I said, for yourself. And in your meditation, you can just then concentrate. If you might want to do it right now. So you just sit down and relax, and allow yourself to connect to everything. And as you do, you picture your crown chakra, and I would also picture your throat chakra, and allow them to filter down. It's like pulling on a cord, so it pulls those chakras a lot tighter. And as you pull on those cords, you're going to have an excess of cord, which you can feed your heart and start sort of saying, yes, those are the emotions I would like to experience. And also you can allow it to filter down into your sacrum and allow those desires to come to the fore about what you want to do in life. Okay? So, that's the sort of meditation to do. And to sort of help balance out your chakras, so you get a little bit more sort of a much more sort of balanced life or energy that's flowing through you, which create all those possibilities for the future. It is the energy that's feeding all those shoots that you put down already in your life that need to just come through. You need to allow it to actually happen. Okay, let's just have a look at your aura. Okay, there's several things going on here. This is one of the busiest auras that I've seen. There's an aspect of confrontation or conflict with either a person or a situation that is around you, so it's like having an argument with someone who's not there. So you're having the argument there inside your head. You're arguing with them, or you're discussing with them, and because the person's not there to answer, you're almost throwing out these ideas like a boomerang, and they're coming back and they're hitting you, and they're creating jolts within your system. So you may feel like you're progressing, progressing. So you're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and even sometimes taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Because there is another aspect of it where there is a slight pinching of your aura around your crown section, where I think it's a little bit laden, where you may be too influenced by the outside world. As I said, it's like you're looking out rather than looking within. And I think you need to start building from within than from without, basically, for you at the moment. So this is the one thing that can help you in your meditation is what I call an energy hygiene, which is where you get your a soap bubble. You imagine a soap bubble that sits on your head, goes down the back of your head, down your back, goes to the end of your toes, and then when it gets to your toes, it just goes and pops. So that'll just put everything back into space. There is another thing you can do within your meditation as well, is at the end of the day, if you do a meditation at the end of the day, you just look at the ideas or the thoughts that you had, and some of them you're going to be able to turn around and kind of go, yeah, no, it's not a nice thought. So bring it back. So you can basically call back that boomerang that you can collect quite easily without it whacking you in the head. So you breed out the rhythmical or the habitual sort of self-sabotaging which you could well be doing to yourself, and it's going to make life a lot easier for you. Okay, so there you go. You are the master of your destination, basically. That was your chakras and your aura. Let's get into your tarot now. This is where we got the overall energy for this end of January going through into February. What's going on with the overall energy for Libra? It's very contradictory. There's excitement but anxiety, and excitement and anxiety are very similar sort of things, really. They can be, one can be mistaken from the other. And I think you need, at the moment, the overall energy here is kind of like sort of saying, no, need clarity in the situation. Yeah, I think it has to do with past stuff. I think this has to do with that boomerang. I think this has to do with that worry about those seeds that you planted where your shoots are coming through. It's almost sort of saying trust in yourself. I think the overall energy is here. Trying to have confidence, knowing what you've done and knowing what that's going to create and breed for you. Okay, let's just go through here, and this is the your karmic path, your karmic mission for the end of January on your relationship side. Learn to relativize the thing. That's not a word in English. It's in French. I know. Relativiser in French. It's like, it's like giving not reason. It's helping you to realize that to make things relative. That's how it says. So realize what is within your relationships, what part you have to play, and what part the external thing has to play. As I said, you had a pinch on your aura. I don't think I actually finished that off, but you have a pinch on that aura, and that's too much of an influence from the outside world. And there may be some influences that are not really productive for you. It doesn't mean that they're a nasty person. It just means that it's not good for you at the moment, or good for them. So I think this is like you got to, you're relativize. I can't get that French version out of my head. Make things relative in your life, basically, according to you and according to the outside world. You've got the Page of Pentacles here. Now, this is all to do with that seeds. That Page of Pentacles is learning how to plant your seeds and nurture your future. And I think within your relationships here, I think you need to realize the seeds that you've planted. I've been out in the garden. I've still got a bit of dirt under the nails there. And I think you've got to have, it's learning to trust the process, to trust the vibration, to trust what you have put out there, you will harvest, basically. Let's just see how the divine plan is trying to influence this karmic message. I think if you look at it really, if you look at it truthfully, I I think there's actually a lot more going for you than you may think, in regards to relationships that are around you. I think it's a good. The universe is trying to help you realize the silver lining of life. And here you go. You've got the High Priestess, intuition. They're trying to make you realize that what you think will help to manifest what you think. It doesn't necessarily happen. And just what you think is not just going to manifest just like that. It is an intricate part of it, yes, but there's lots of other aspects that need to be taken into consideration if you want to manifest something. It's not just in my mind. If I concentrate on it in my mind, it will happen. Yeah, it may happen, but it may not happen the way you want it. So I think the universe is trying to, or the divine plan is trying to help you realize how you go through that progressional thing between the Page of Pentacles and how you finish by manifesting in your going future. Let's just see how the your guides are trying to influence your karmic path. They're trying to say to you, love, love, love. Concentrate on that. And love is not something that you can create or give to someone. As far as I'm concerned, love is like a river that flows. I cannot create a river, so therefore I cannot give you the river. And you're not an ocean, so then you cannot receive that river. But at the same time, we can play in that river together. We can swim in that river together. We can fish in that river together. We can nourish ourselves. We can wash ourselves together. But at no point can I give you love. I can just share love with you. And I think this is what it's all about. I think maybe the healthy boundaries, maybe this is what I was talking about, where you need to look inside and realize what is your part and what is the outside part. And that's what the healthy boundaries is all about. Those healthy boundaries make the defining rods or wands, the 10 of wands as planted on their journey. That's what the healthy boundaries is all about. This is what you may well be planting at the moment. These healthy boundaries that when you look back over life, over the past year or the past, you'll be able to see the defining moments of where you should say no and where you should say yes and things like that within your relationships. And as I said earlier on, there may be some relationships that may be nocive, that are detrimental to you. And maybe you need to start concentrating on the relationships that are actually providing expansion for you and for them as well, which is a fair exchange. Let's just see what's going on how you guys are trying to influence the conversation that is within you. They're trying to calm those thoughts. This is where your meditation and getting from your crown chakra into your root chakra, into your sacrum and everything like that, finding those harmony and those good balances. They're trying there to sort of calm the woes and worries within your mind. Yeah, they're trying to help you concentrate on those, on the plans and the aspirations, your desires. Don't forget this. I think this is where the overall energy here is. It's like it's connecting your past actions to your future actions. And don't forget your dreams and aspirations in regards to your relationships. Don't let go of them. If this is what you want, go and get it. If you sit within your ivory tower in your mind, then there's no one's going to get in there. No relationship is going to be able to get in there. And this is where this is an aspect of those healthy boundaries which may actually be blocking you more than anything else. You may be setting up too many boundaries and not just flowing through life saying, I'd like to do this, but there's this and this and this. You end up doing nothing. So I would, they're trying to help you connect to those dreams and aspirations which has been, going through you for X amount of time, Let's see what's going on in your financial sort of side. Here's your karmic message here. It's asking, your karmic message here is basically about getting from those ideas to fruition, which we were talking about earlier on. There's the Four of Pentacles that wanted to jump out there. I think you need to keep things for you. I think you need to follow through on certain things, accomplish things, get things to the end goal, basically. And I think this is what they're trying to encourage you to do. Justice. This is all about you, basically. Finding that harmony, that work-play ethic as well. Finding that harmony between the amount of ideas you get and what is possible to actually really do. And I think this is really important within you. And it seems to be a lesson that you need to learn at this present time. Let's just see what's going on how the divine plan is trying to influence this karmic message. Similar thing to this side here. I think if you really take a good look at it, the potential you have is enormous. And we saw that within the solar plexus. You have these excess petals that want to come out, and I think the universe is trying to encourage that to come out within you. Yeah, happiness after difficulty. I think you need to realize that everyone goes through difficulties. You're going through difficulties. Everybody goes through them at some time, but you are being called to a mission. And I think this mission is you and what you should be doing. And it's going to make you incredibly happy and fulfilled. But it's connecting to the past and not realizing what you don't want to let go of and what you do want to let go of at the moment. I think that's really important as you prepare for this change that's coming up in March within the planetary system. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence your karmic message. They're almost going like that with a pack of cards, going, which one do you want? Which one do you want? Come on, you've got to make up your mind. And that's difficult with Libra to make really snap decisions. Once you've made the decision, you're not going to go back on it. That's true. But sometimes it takes you a long time to make those decisions. And I think the guides here are asking you to speed up. And I think that's also ties into that solar plexus of trying to make it a little bit more streamlined, connecting to that heart and living those passions and loves. Yeah, the sun. This is connecting that whole sort of section in there. Happiness should be your driving motor from your solar plexus going through your heart into your desires going into your future. It's going to be amazing for you if you can connect all of those different things. That is amazing. So I'm only going to pick the cards that are actually being shown at the moment. So you got the Six of Pentacles, the Fair Exchange, which is also ties into the Six of Cups. You've got the Emperor's card, which is all about tying together body, mind, and spirit, connecting all aspects of your life so you can get to fruition. And the other one, which is the Eight of Wands, is understanding that intuition that is within you. They've been shot all over the place. Excuse me. I just need to collect these cards here. Very explosive. That is the potential that you have within you. Libra. There's loads of cards there. There's the only two that's coming to the mind is the King of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Wands. The potential here is going to be your guides here with that explosion of cards. Let me just check, make sure I've got them all up. Yep. Yep. Seem to be fine. This explosion this potential that you have inside you is enormous, Libra. It's just getting it through to fruition. And this is where I think you need to focalize your energy, your mind and your crown chakra on one or two things, rather than focusing it on loads of things at the moment. Dealing with one thing that's going to bring you in happiness, but also it's going to bring you in the resources and the progression that you actually need within your material world. Let's just have a look what's going on how your guides are trying to influence your karmic message. you're going to get those moments when, you're going to hear that voice sort of saying to you, do this. And you've got to stop sort of saying, okay, yeah, I've got to do that. And then just kind of going, I'll just do this first. No, do not get distracted. Even if it's a case of, I'll just make myself a cup of tea. No, go ahead and do it now. Listen to that voice. Be a bit more reactive to your situation. That's what it's asking you to do. Lead by your heart. Get out of your head and into your heart. Allow your heart and your solar plexus to be the fuel of your future. Absolutely brilliant for you, Libra. Really nice. If you can just harness that sort of energy, harness that force within you, before you know it, you're going to be like the belle of the ball. You're going to be the king of the castle, as it were. Let's just see what's going on, the overall outcome for you. And this is flowing out of January going into February. These shoots that I was talking about earlier on, you're going to see them. They're going to break the surface of the earth, and you're going to really be excited about your going future. It's going to fuel all your desires for the next coming year. Okay. You're going to walk away. This is what it comes from. It's the my mum's just come up and said hello, by the way. Just thought I'd tell you there. She's actually brilliant. My mum's given me this heated blanket that's warming my lower chakras. It's absolutely lovely because it's very cold here at the moment. But you've got the Five of Swords here. Now, the Five of Swords, that's all about walking away from complications in your life. And that's when I talk about those boomerangs and those things there and the influence from the outside world. You need to walk away from that. You need to be true to yourself, basically, Libra. There you go. I think we've said everything. It's been an absolutely brilliant reading. I love doing this job. I love doing this. And I'm so happy you guys are here doing it with me. Your support is absolutely fundamental in this project. I will be opening up a donation button in the future, but helping at the moment is by subscribing, commenting, sharing, liking, all of those sort of things that's going to help the algorithm of the YouTube. As I say, I have opened up 5 slots for a private reading or a healing session, which you will find in the link in the description below. But in the meantime, Libra, get out your head, into your heart. Don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.